What's up, you guys, and welcome back to today's video. Today's video is not even really a story time. It's just me talking to you guys about being your own boss and getting out a job that you might hate. I was in a job that I absolutely hated, and it got to a point where it was like a tipping point, and I was just like, yo, I'm done. I sent the text and I got out of it. So this is the story. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into today's video. Let's do it. Before we get into today's video though, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. The buttons are right down below, and we're gonna try to grow this shit every day as a family. So being your own boss, or being my own boss. So it came to a point this year where I was not happy. I was really pissed, and I wanted to change in my life, a big change. And I'm sure a lot of you that work at, say, like a grocery store or whatever, want to get out of your job. You don't like it, and this is like the best opportunity to do so. Make sure you have a plan before you try to leave though. It's definitely important, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So let's just get right into why I quit and where I was working. So I was working at a gym. It was, a place right in the same city that I'm in. I was actually training there when I was younger. Not younger, like when I was in high school. And I loved it. I think it's a great place to work out, train, whatever. Like, I'm not trying to throw hate. I think if you're a very avid person in training and you want to pursue your career further, I think it's a good place to go, definitely. But for me, training there, I loved it. And I grew a lot from it. I learned a lot from training there. But, I saw a different side of it when I worked for them. So earlier this year, starting around the summertime, I had the opportunity to work for them. And going in, I thought it was going to be a lot different than it was. For me, I was not happy at all. I'd say the first month I was working there, I thought, oh, okay, maybe it'll get better over time, and I thought it would, but it didn't. The first 2 weeks when I started working there were unpaid, which I think at most places that's how it is. In the job that I had previous, my summer job, which is still to this day my favorite job. I love all the people there. I think it's a great place. I've always been happy working. I love it. But this place was different. Like first 2 weeks unpaid, and then once I got there, it was like you get paid every 2 weeks, and the pay was horrible. Horrible. For the amount of money that guy was making there and pulling in from people, dude, I'm telling you, I wasn't even seeing per session training for like private sessions was like, I want to say it was like $80 or $75, whatever it was, $60. That's what it was. I think it was $60 an hour. And that's how much I was paying to work out there. During this time, I was still working out there. I would go, at that time, I was going twice a week. So that's $60 an hour, right? And I'm going twice a week for the whole month, right? But I was doing it multiple months, month after month, right? And for that, it got to a point where I actually had to stop because it was just too much, and I wasn't making barely anything working there, and I wasn't happy, you know what I'm saying? And it just didn't make sense to me how I was getting charged more for training there when I was an employee than I was actually making. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit did not make sense. Like, we get paid every 2 weeks, right? Put this in your head. We get paid every 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I had private training 4 times if I was going twice a week, right? So that 4 times, if it's $60 a session, right? That's what, $240 in 2 weeks? I was not even seeing $240 in 2 weeks. So in the long run, if you do the math, it was costing me more to work there than I was getting out of it. And which to me did not make any sense. And the people on my team and stuff that I talked to, that shit did not make any sense to me. So I came to a point, I think it was around January, I believe, January or February. It was February, I'm pretty sure, where I sent out the text. It was like beginning of February. I sent out the text to my boss, and I was like, yo, I'm done. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Like, I appreciate the opportunity, but I just gotta move on. And I'm just not happy. And there was 2 things that really tipped me over the edge working there. And I'll get into the first part. So this place has multiple locations within this area where I live. And one of the locations was about an hour and a half away from where I live in Poughkeepsie, New York. So one day I had to drive there. Granted, I go to school at the same time. So me going an hour and a half at night for a 8 p.m. session, for me was just, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that was really worth it for me. So for me, I was like, you know, I did it, and I drove there, and everything was fine. You know, in my head, I'm pissed. Like, at this point, I was already on the edge, like I wanted to leave. I drove there thinking it was just gonna be me training people, right? An hour and a half drive, and I get there, and there's someone else there. And, you know, he also works for the company, and he's like, yeah, you're just gonna be following me today. And I'm just like, all right. So I'm there. Literally, I think I was there for like 3 hours or 2.5 hours, and all I was supposed to do was help him. I drove all that way to make nothing, right? It cost me more money in gas to drive there. Cost me more money in gas to drive there, and I was not getting paid for driving there. I wasn't getting paid any of that, and that's the same for other people. The company does not pay for you to drive and work, which that shit makes no sense. You work anywhere else, the job I work at now, you know, I do part-time for them because I'm helping out during this quarantine. You know, I've worked for them for years in the past, right, when I was in high school. If I had to drive anywhere with my own vehicle, they would pay me. Sometimes they even pay extra for me driving my vehicle, you know what I'm saying? And that's major respect between an employer and an employee, if you can do that, right? And this place did not do that. And on the drive home, I got pulled over. First off, I was not speeding. I promised on everything I was not speeding. They said I was going, it was a 65 mile an hour zone on the interstate. They said I was going 91 on it, and I was not going 91 at all, because that night, it was the end of the month, right? So they had to fill their quota. And so basically, if you guys don't know, like, police at the end of the month, I think there's a certain amount of tickets that they have to hand out, and people have to receive during that time. So it was at the end of the month, and I already saw at least 20 cops out on the thruway and interstate that night, right? Or any little side road, the cops were out. So in my head at this time, I was already thinking like, yo, I gotta be careful. Like, I'm just gonna drive extremely slow. So I was going when the cop was there, and I saw him up ahead, and I made sure to check my speedometer when I looked down. And I was going 70. I think it was like 71, right? 71 and 65. And once I saw him, I slowed down from 71 down to 65. But even that is like, come on, you're 5 miles over, right? And you can't tell me that I was going 91, because I know I wasn't going 91. So he pulls me over to the side, and I explained to him, I was like, yo, I'm sorry, like, I didn't go 91. He's like, yo, usually this is like a $600 fine, and I think it was like 4 points on your license, or 3 points on your license. Luckily, they dropped it down even further to just like excessive speeding, and I sent in my letter to go to court, right? And I haven't got anything back, and I think it's because of the quarantine thing, so hopefully that gets dropped. I don't think I'm gonna have to go to court, but I don't know. But yeah, that's besides the point. What I'm saying is like, that was really the tipping point. And I think it was a week after that incident is when I sent him the text, when my family and I came to the decision that, you know, I just want to move on. I want to focus on school, but also myself and my business and brand that I want to start, you know what I mean? And like I said in the previous video, that is going to be starting this summer. I've already had a few meetings and calls with the person I'm doing it with, and we're extremely excited to start it. We're currently looking for a house right now, which is fucking dope. The fact that, you know, I'm fortunate enough to do that at 19 is fucking crazy, man. And you know, the reason I'm making this video is for any of you guys out there that want to start your own business, fucking do it. Fucking do it. And the best way to start it is have something or have a vision that doesn't cost anything to do, which is kind of what we're doing. It's not really going to cost us anything to start it, you know what I mean? All you need really for what we're doing, you need a laptop. Most people have laptops or a computer and a phone or whatnot. They hit a camera. The person I'm partnering with is a photographer. So we already got our shit together, you know what I mean? And we're gonna be working with a lot of businesses in the area, you know, to promote and help them. So that's kind of like a little sneak peek of what it's gonna be. And we've already gotten like a lot of talks with people about it, and people are interested. So, you know, hopefully this shit blows up. You know, be your own boss, man. That's what I'm saying. Be your own boss. This is the best time to do it. If you don't like your day job or whatever, fucking leave. Start your own thing, you know what I'm saying? Or keep working on and do that shit on the side. Build it up to a point where you can move on and be your own boss. Because then you can make your own hours, you can do what you want. You can choose what you want. And also, you can have employees and pay them the right way that they should be treated, you know what I'm saying? I was not treated right at the gym I was working at, man. It was fucking awful. I will never again work there. Never. I would never go back there. And I also want to plug quick in this video, quick shout out to Fit Social in Poughkeepsie, New York. That's where I go now. Well, I mean, I hope I can go back once this quarantine is over. I haven't been there in a while because all the gyms had to shut down because of the virus. But yo, hands down, easily my favorite gym ever. I've been to a lot of gyms. I've been to gyms in Las Vegas, California, Texas even, and this is by far my favorite gym to train at. Everyone's mad chill. You know, they have healthy options and all that, and mad supportive, right? Mad supportive. Even if I go live on Instagram or whatever, someone from there is always in the live. Whether it's someone I train with there or the company itself, their channel goes on, right? Or their page goes on and watches me live. So, you know, I really appreciate that. But yeah, that's gonna end today's video, guys. I just wanna put this out. Like, if you don't like where you're at, change it. This is the best time to change it. You're stuck at home, brainstorm ideas. Try to get out. Try to figure out ways to better yourself and your brand, your image. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. The buttons are right down below. We're gonna try to grow this shit every day. My name's Adam. This is A&M Vlogs. I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.